Afternoon, one and all. Welcome to today's wonderful installment of Infusionsoft Landing Pages on Fire. My name, of course, is Rourke Gurney. I am with Infusionsoft's Partner Training Group, and I am joined, of course, as always, by wonderful Mr. Dhruv Patel, one of the founder of Convert. Is one of the head shows with all the wonderful insight knowledge that helped basically build and develop the landing page builder that you know and love within Infusionsoft's Campaign Builder. And Dhruv has amazing depth of insights as far as the landing page builder specifically, as well as just great concepts, best practices on driving traffic, converting those hits into, contacts, prospects, and eventually customers in your business. So we already have a handful of folks with us here. We always, of course, are a little bit early on with attendees, and I do see a little bit of comment here from John or Jan. He's not hearing any audio. I'll go ahead and address him separately. It looks like actually not connected via audio, so of course he can't hear me speaking. So what I'm going to do is, without much further ado, I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic and the spotlight over to Dhruv to go ahead and just fill our chalices with knowledge today, help us become all the better in the landing page builder. I'm always a little bit excited because it's a little bit of a surprise for me each week what he brings to the table. So I learn a little bit myself each time as well. So Dhruv, if you want to go ahead and pull your mute there, I'll go ahead and make you the presenter here so you can share your screen and you can go ahead and take it away, sir.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Rourke. Just cautionary advice. It is storming a lot today in Arizona, and there is a huge storm. So in case if internet does get disconnected, you know why.
Yep. Absolutely.
So if we get disconnected, it's because of a crazy storm that's going on outside. It's not as crazy as in the South or Midwest, but it is still crazy for our standards at the moment. But I'll go ahead and start sharing my screen, and let me know when you guys see my screen.
Yep.
Awesome, thank you. And let me just organize myself here just a bit so I can read people's comments and address any questions if folks have right here. Okay, perfect. All right, so I'll go ahead and start our presentation. And the topic is going to be about selling without sounding too salesy, right? I used to break down the structure on your offer page, your landing page that you created for the offer for the product or service that you're selling, and how to go about doing that. So a little background on it's a humbling experience for everyone. We're exposing our vulnerability to others when we are trying to pitch our product or services, whether we are new in the business game or we've been doing it over and over again. Not many of us have mastered the skills that are required to become a really great salesperson, right? Like even the best of the best salespeople out there right now are still learning. They learn new ways to bring sales and everything, right? And so the goal for today would be, let's say you already have a prospect, you already collected a lead, and as you can see in the gray box on the side, where the customer journey, where you want to use some of these strategies. And the goal is to create a landing page, organize it in a way that you can sound salesy, but you can close the sale a lot better by clarity and by bringing the right information at the right time on the page. Now, today's presentation may be a little too long and may have to break it into two parts, where today I can just show the pitch deck side of things, and next week we can do a live kind of a landing page, kind of a demo on how you can use some of the components that the landing page builder does have that can allow you to quickly create a page. So my challenge for next week would be to make and create a landing page in an hour of time that we have, the 45 minutes to an hour of time that we have. and present it to you guys on how you can quickly sketch out a landing page, so we can create like some sort of a scenario, and based on that scenario we can really, and I'd love to have an idea. So if you are into a business, if you're looking to create a landing page, in the comment section, please feel free to share ideas on what type of landing page you would like to see, where you don't want to sound salesy but still be able to make your page, sell for you, almost work for you as a salesperson 24 hours a day while you're running your business and not maintaining the automation sides of things on Infusionsoft essentially. Again, and this time I did remember to shorten the link, and more helpful resources are available to you. I have a short link over here. It's cnvrt.it/Infusionsoft-success. And this link, and I can paste that link in our chat over here also. Let's see if it's in my clipboard. There. So here's the link. And you guys can check out that link. There you can find a lot of strategies that you can start using inside of Infusionsoft today. Anywhere from starting out to having a gym business, or having a brick and mortar business of some other kind, or having an online shop where you're just educating people and selling education. They have all sorts of success, strategy guides and everything. So feel free to check out the link. Next thing is, if I can get back to my screen there. Name is always make sure that anytime you create a landing page, anytime you're selling something, always want to have this gradual assurance, like a reassurance of things, to walk the user through a process. 70% of your visitors ideally are skeptics, meaning they're the first-time visitors. Unless you're, obviously running like an email or a very targeted campaign, most of the visitors that come to your website or your landing page are usually skeptics or the first-time visitors. And if they don't know where they are and what they can do on the page, it always makes it hard to sell anything to them, right? And so when a person understands what you are about, what your business is about, once you start believing in what you are doing and it relates to them, where they are in their life, it builds appeal for them and builds this exclusivity, because only you offer this particular product or service, right? And at that point, almost what I need to pay and how much I need to do almost becomes irrelevant. I'm not saying that this always works, but it's a better method than putting something out there and expecting it to work. It's kind of like the mentality that if I have a store, people will come. No longer does that stand, mainly because now has a lot more options. They can go to a pretzel shop, a mall on the first floor, or they can go to another pretzel brand on the second floor. So it's how you build a clarity, how you build a credibility, what kind of appeal you're bringing. It makes a world of a difference. So with that said, tip of the week is optimize your landing page with one conversion goal at a time. So I have a little story to share behind this. Is there was a company that we were consulting before starting this landing page builder and everything, helping them optimize their e-commerce store. And one thing that we learned is that their customers did not even know what the product was about or how it helped. So they were running these ads to bring traffic, right? And the ads had like one-liner kind of a message, and it didn't really bring clarity to the customer. So what we decided is, like using Google Analytics or whichever kind of metric tool out there, we decided to find out how much time are people actually spending. So once they come to the website, how quickly are they bouncing off and leaving? and what can we do to increase that just by like a minute or like 30 seconds, right? So one single goal focus on what we can do on our website or on our landing page to improve the offer. As the traffic is consistently coming, obviously you need consistent traffic coming to come to this equation, but optimizing your page for one conversion goal at a time will help you kind of understand who your customer really is. Without asking questions, you'll just understand based on their behavior of how they're interacting with your store online or your business online. And based on that, if you start making one small improvement over a long period of time, you will see a great return. It's a long-term game, so sometimes people do get, disheartened by no success or something, but if you stay persistent and consistent, you will see positive results, and that everybody watching the webinar gets really great results from the campaigns they're running. So the next thing I do want to bring to attention is our buyer persona worksheet that I had created a few weeks ago in one of the webinars. So I'll go ahead and share the link to that also. Give me just a moment. Let me see if I have. If I don't, I can just open it right here for you guys. But it is this link. It's a CNBRT, and it takes you to this particular page right here. So you guys can check out how to create a buyer persona. Now, the reason why I enforce you guys to try creating a buyer persona for your business, for your product or service, is because it makes it that easy for you to create a landing page or a marketing message for your business in general, right? The better you understand your customer, the better the language you can speak to that they understand, rather than using your own jargon that they have no clue about what you're talking about, right? Sometimes, I get so much into talking to somebody about landing pages and sales funnels and all that, and a common, small business owner sometimes have a clue of what a sales funnel is and how does it even work, or how does this whole term automation, sometimes even that frustrates people, only because new to this, they see success and they want to follow that success, but when they come in that business, they almost get lost because there's this whole new vocabulary that they have to learn. So understanding a buyer persona definitely helps your business in the long run, and it's just something that I'd encourage you guys to just check out the link and try it on your own, make a copy of that spreadsheet and see what you come out with and identify who your customer is, because the better you understand your customer, the better message you can present to them at the right time when they're ready to purchase, right? So again, it's if they're not ready to buy today, maybe 3 months down the road, that exact message is what resonates with them, right? So with that said, I do want to kind of bring it to 10 steps and kind of help people understand, because we are on the chat in the landing page builder, there are a lot of new customers, new Infusionsoft customers, people new to landing pages. They always ask this question: what is a landing page, right? They still have idea what a landing page does, how does it work, what's the big difference between that and a website, right? So what I want to do is I kind of want to take some time, step back, and it might be too rudimentary for a lot of you folks watching the webinar, but I do want to kind of address in a very layman's term what a landing page is, right? So imagine going to a Gap store, right? So imagine you're standing in front of the Gap store, and that is more like a website, because you get to see every single product that the Gap store has to offer without entering into it, right? So think of that, and then you might see one of the ads on the side that says, goodbye sale for 40% off kind of thing. So that's an inviting thing that invites you inside And most websites have some sort of a banner or some sort of an offer that they might be running on their website. So when you go inside the Gap store, then you walk into the jean aisle, and then you have the right jeans in your hand, the right size, the right color, the right fitting. That's what a landing page is, meaning you already have the product in your hand, and it's very focused on one thing and one thing only, and which is that particular product that you're interested in, right? And some of the key giveaways of this is like you have the product in hand, it's the exact fit, it's that exact color, the material that you're looking for, and to try it out, and also a price attached to it. But notice how the flow of it, the price is at the very bottom, because once all of those other things are those little yeses, the price almost becomes irrelevant at that point, because your interest is already built around that particular product or service because of the that it has to offer, right? Like the material, the color, it's everything that you're looking for, and it's in your hand. So it's a lot easier to purchase that product, and price almost becomes irrelevant at this point. So that's a little explanation on a landing page, what a landing page is. Now, one thing I want to kind of explain, differentiate between a landing page and one of the pages on your website kind of thing is, let's say this is like a general sitemap of your website. Now, the font here might be not legible, it might not be readable, but I'll kind of address it. So here's your home page. Then you may have like an about page, a blog page, or like a product, like a shop, if you're an online store or something. Unless it's a service, then you offer different type of services, right? And in those, you have contact information or fill out a form. What landing pages are they're usually separate from your website. You can also use WordPress plugin that we have and integrate the landing pages inside of your website, which is not a bad idea. But usually what you want to do is you want to drive inbound traffic to a specific offer, meaning think about the pair of jeans, right? The right size, the right fitting, and everything circling back to that buyer persona. So if you're targeting that one person and you're targeting them through Facebook ad or an email offer, or if you're retargeting them or something, or you wrote a specific blog article and that's how you're driving traffic for that specific interest, that is what a landing page is. Now, it could be completely integrated within your website, or it could be writing somewhere else but making a sale for you. It's almost like a salesperson on wheels kind of thing, right? Like a salesperson going to a trade show and selling products for you or something. You have physical products, of course. So that is what a big differentiator between a website and landing pages is, and hopefully this kind of helps you understand what that is, right? And if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment in the box, in the chat box, and I'll be happy to respond to those also. And so now jumping on to selling without sounding salesy. So breaking down the structure of an offer of your landing page. How do you structure your page so you don't sound salesy, you don't sound like one of those how do I put it? I'll try to make a funny example, and I don't want to be rude to anybody, but I'll target Dan Kennedy, right? So Dan Kennedy, he's a neuro-linguistic programming person. He is really great at being a very sales type of a person at times, right? And those techniques sometimes work and sometimes they don't work. In fact, sometimes you oversell yourself that you don't even want to meet that person in your life ever again, kind of a thing, right? And we always run into those salespeople and persons that they try to oversell you so much. Where you're at a car dealership or making a big purchase of some sort, they oversell so much, or they try to convince you otherwise so much that you just do not even want to have a conversation with that person in the near future. And so and that goes for landing pages also. Sometimes you tell them buy now, buy now, buy now, every single button or web page or website, that it almost ticks people off, right? So what should we do? So I have a few steps on what we need to follow or what you can follow, and you can use any of these in a combination or all together on your page, and that will help you structure your page better, right? So number one is give multiple reasons to sign up on call to action. So for example, let's say your landing page, you have a long landing page, right? And you buttons on the landing page, and I think I may have covered this in the past, but I just wanted to create like a concise list that everybody can use and follow. But so have 3 buttons on your landing page. Use 3 reasons why the visitor would want to click on those buttons, right? So 3 reasons that a visitor would want to relate to personally, right? So using the buyer persona guide, you can really identify exactly what makes that person want to use that, start using the product right away, right? So do that, like use different reasons and put that on your button. So instead of just saying buy now or sign up today, you can have a better call to action. You can say free ebook to help you with this, right? Something that immediately is a bell to them, right? They don't have to think twice about clicking the button. When it's a submit, it's a very generic term, so it kind of doesn't appeal to a person in their internal kind of call it the lizard brain, right? The emotional part of your brain. Second one is use hot buttons. So the little yeses that I always mention, right? Find out what triggers a yes response or validation in your visitor's emotional part of the brain. Using images or videos, that make that page, look grandiose. But when I say make product or use images and videos that make a product or service look grandiose, is we can visit like Apple's website, for example, and they make the product look so beautiful, right? And after you already know that after using any Apple product or any product period, after a week, after a month, you don't find the appeal in it all that much, right? But the first impression is always the best impression. And what Apple and a lot of these big companies do nowadays is they try to bring the smallest details, like in watching the new Avengers movie or one of those new superhero movies, right? When you look at the Superman costume, back in the days it was just plain, and now you can see that there's a lot of texture even in the costume like a Superman is wearing, right? It's no longer like just a plain blue cloth. It's a lot more texture, so it brings a lot more detail. So when you watch that trailer, it literally makes you want to watch the movie just because of those special effects, right? So you want to make the product or your service look grandiose by making use of images or videos or something, and you can use these as hot buttons, right? These little yeses are the big attraction factors in any of the decision-making process. So it almost always uses subliminal kind of messaging. Now, using the product and service images, and sometimes I understand that you don't have the best, imagery or video. Sometimes you're in a service business, like let's say plumbing or something. So you can use humor, sometimes to make it. We have a local in Arizona. We have this local plumbing service company, and they say, "Don't be another Melvin," and they make this funny character that it's a persona that a bad plumbing person sleeps on the job. We don't. We are very professional, and then they represent the professionalism in their suits, shoes, and everything that they're wearing in that persona that they have built. But they make use of that imagery or that video to bring make their service sound a lot better than life, than their competitors in general, right? So, and then step 3 is overcome objections with help from friend. So what I mean by this is sometimes people just don't want to, and notice this is the third step in the process. So, first is multiple. So the way I'm helping you think through this process is imagine the first time skeptic visitor coming to the page, or even if it's your returning customers. What is they usually look at the page and they try to scroll through it. They don't spend time reading every single thing. They want to scroll through it. So that is why the number one item is to have them multiple reasons. So even if there's 3 buttons on your page, you can show them immediately what call to action they need to click to without thinking about it. The second one is these little yeses, meaning bringing details, to the product or service kind of thing. The third is overcome objection from help of a friend, right? So what I mean by this is find an authority figure, like a person that people can relate to, or your ideal customer based on the buyer persona, who they relate to as an authority figure. Like it could be a person, it could be yourself, or it could be any logos of any known brand, right? So if you are I'll go back to the example of plumbing service, because sometimes it's kind of hard to sound page for like a local plumbing service, like but if you use logos that these are the products that we use, or these are the companies that we have served, or these are the badges that we have earned, kind of thing, it definitely makes a big difference. So it's almost like a friend is recommending this rather than us bringing it to you. It's like these people use it and they're having great satisfaction with it. You could even use the before and after kind of image or something too. So overcome objections with help from a friend, right? And the next thing is offer bonus. So rewarding good behavior is one of those things that always works in your favor, especially when you're trying to put it together. So if you're bringing traffic from an email list, for example, surprise a visitor when they land on the landing page. So give them a bonus offer, something that's a bonus add-on top of what you're already giving. Last week we were off, but the week before that, we did a webinar, and Jessica, she said that her consulting cost would be somewhere around $100 or something, but it was free, right? So when they land on the landing page, they see that it's free, and like it literally changed her conversion rate. And I think she starting like 1,700 some opt-ins at without running any ad at all. Just by posting a simple message on Facebook or something. So, try bringing one additional bonus offer right when they're about to, submit their information on any sort. Just, 10% off when you use this particular landing page or this particular offer kind of thing. So, it rewards people for doing a good behavior, meaning they are doing something you are asking them to do, and in return you're immediately immediate gratification definitely helps get better conversions. Next thing is price play. So crossing off prices sometime on your landing page makes a world of a difference, right? A lot of people do chart comparison, a lot of people do crossing off prices, but what essentially does is everybody loves to shop more during saving season. So in a few weeks, or I think next week, or maybe this week, Amazon Prime Day is coming. So those of you who have Amazon, you already have your eyes set on few items, the weeks ahead, and you might end up spending a lot more than you can afford just because it's a sale. Like it's a 4th of July sale, it's a Memorial Day sale, it's a Christmas sale, right? People are ready to spend money, right? And so when people are ready to, the main reason why people are ready to save money is because they have this perception of saving big time, right? So when you mark off the prices on things, so something that could have cost them this much an arm and a leg, and now it's not costing them all that much money, they definitely be more attracted to your offer page, right? So think about what things you can do on your page for your product or service that creates this perception of saving for business, right, for your offer. So that definitely will help. Just a moment, I have to turn this phone off. About that. Okay, so the next message is creating urgency, right? So urgency is like giving your visitor a deadline on the offer that you have, right? So limit time, offer on the number of products left. So for example, if you're a consulting company, you can just tell your customers that we are only consulting the first 10 customers and you are number 9, right? And so something like that definitely makes a big difference. Give them a limitation, because whenever there is limit, people want to opt in a lot more to your offer, right? Whatever you're selling or something. If you only say that we are creating 100 products and that's the end of it, people will be more attracted. Or maybe it's a sale offer, meaning you have a product that's $200, but you're selling it for $99 just for this limited time period. People will be more attracted to just because it's an urgency to them. It kind of almost triggers their lizard brain in a way, right? And you always want to give them one thing that I forgot to mention in here is that, and you guys can read the screen, but tell them that they always have a choice to miss this offer and be in the current situation that they're in. But their lizard brain, their fight side of the brain, always wants them to get out of that situation that they're in, right? So it makes them want to make that purchase or follow up with fall into the offer criteria that you're offering. So you always want to let them know, be very verbal in the message that you put that says missed opportunity, you can don't miss this lifetime opportunity or something, or let them know that, hey, this offer only lasts for this long, and if you miss it, it's on to you. We will still get customers, kind of thing. So let them know that they are always in control. It always works in your favor when you are letting your visitor be in control rather than being very persuasive to them, right? The more you persuade a customer, once they purchase your product, and if they did not have a great experience, get lost, because they will never do business again with you, or chances of them doing business with you will be very, very low. So you always want to make sure that you always let people stay in control whenever you're making any sort of offer on your page. 7 is offering a guarantee. So the best way to build a trust from skeptics, and going back to knowing that these are your first-time buyers, or even if they're your repeat buyers, right? Many of us may have done business with a lot of people and companies, and then we lost trust at one point or some point, and now we pick a different solution, for example, like an insurance agent or something, right? So the best way you can build trust is to offer one of the best guarantees that you can afford to offer on your product or service. Tell them that you stand behind your product in a way, like you are the person who you say you are, kind of thing. And many times makes a world of difference, because that is the reason why they are looking at your offer, because the existing solution that they have just does not work. So when you're offering a guarantee, it's almost like closing the deal right at this point. And the call to action kind of lets them know that it's 100% guaranteed that you get this, and this as part of this deal, kind of thing, right? Then discounts via partners or referral programs. So this is one of the hidden things that not many businesses utilize, but with the power of Infusionsoft, with the power of automation, you can definitely create some sort of a partnership or some sort of a referral program for your business, right? And you can offer this to them right on your sales page, saying that, hey, if you buy it today and if you sell this many products, or what have you, or if you make one referral, you and your friend both get $5 off on your next purchase, or on your future purchases or something. And it's one of these hidden things that not many businesses utilize still to this date, but it works magic. Like you can just see the example of how powerful the Infusionsoft partner community is, right? It's because Infusionsoft understands that small businesses don't always have the capability of affording what Infusionsoft has to offer. So Infusionsoft does offer a better program where they can be part of the family and help business grow while they grow other businesses also around them, kind of thing, right? And that in fact takes me to the very last point that I have, which is join the movement, which is everybody loves to join some sort of a movement. They want to be part of something, right? It's just a basic human nature that if you make them feel like they're part of something really great, something really big, they would want to join your campaign. They would want to join the cause that you are doing, right? Some of these could be a lot of businesses, do donations. So part of the earnings that they earn, they donate it to certain charity of some sort, right? It's a sense of belonging, or like being part of a really great community. And you guys are already aware how great the community around Infusionsoft is. Like, people vouch for the product. People love how helpful the team is and everything. So, and movement of change or something, or inspiring others, whatever it is that the cause you offer to your customers, help them join the movement. Make them realize that by doing this, they're not just buying a product or service from you. You're joining this bigger cause in general, right? Show them that these are the different things that you do to make your customers feel like king, and that kind of helps you kind of understand your customers' hot buttons are, and it literally allows you to be with your customers' kind of thought, right? Make them be part of it, make them want to be the person is a referral partner, or builds more businesses for you, builds that next recommendation for you, and everything. So these kind of are the 9, and I'll go back to all 9 of them, but one more time just to show you guys. So give multiple reasons for them to sign up, or for any call to action that you have. Use hot buttons. Little yeses make a big difference. So whether it's making the visualization of certain product or service look better, or whether you're bringing humor into your page, your product or service, overcoming any objection, using help from a friend. So by this time, you can kind of already tell that if you're walking them through this path, and then you're offering a bonus that not only do you get this module, you get 2 other modules as part of it or something, right? This almost always makes people want to click the button right away. And the button that you would have after the 4th option that you kind of present may just be the button that people end up clicking, right? If they're not convinced, you can do the price play. So see, it's going to that objection side of things now, where people are just like, okay, so I could be doing this, but it's money saver right now for me. And you tell them that here's your deadline, like you have the choice of missing this opportunity and it'll be gone forever, kind of thing, right? The next thing is offer guarantee. So right at this time, if you offer the best guarantee that you can for your business, it makes them want to what you call trust you better, right? And then discount with partnership or referral program. So this is like kind of a hidden thing that, you know, a lot of people, if they're not able to afford, let's say you have something that's high priced, you can always tell them that, well, we can help you break down into either smaller payments, and if you refer 2 other customers, we slash the price by 10% for you, right? We'll send you a check for referring with us or something, right? And then the last one is obviously help them realize that they are, by doing what they're doing, they're joining a movement. It's not like a one-off thing. They're actually, you know, becoming part of this community that you're trying to build, because most small businesses, number 6, missed it twice. Oh, sorry, I'll go back to number 6. So urgency, and what I meant by this, Anne, is, you know, limit the time on how long the offer is, or limit the number of products left that you're selling. So if you're doing a product sale, or if you're doing a service sale, just want to limit it by either time or quantity. If you're into like a consulting business, for example, the example that I gave is that you can say that we only take 5 customers this month, right? We only have capacity of 5 customers this month. Click here to fill in your seat, right? So something like that, any kind of urgency that you can bring in, and always, you know, tell them that they have a choice to miss out this opportunity, because that makes them feel that they're in control. And so their lizard brain doesn't want to be in the current situation that they're in. You want the lizard brain, meaning your, you know, fight or flight, you know, very basic human function that's as human, makes them, or makes us alive. I don't know how to put it in picture, but you know, it makes them want to not stay in the situation, and that's one reason why they always, you know, want to make that action on that offer that you're offering, right? Because there is a deadline to something, and they're kind of hard to know that deadlines or limitation means that you need to fill the gas tanks now, right? So, and then the 9th one is obviously, you know, making them feel like part of a movement, meaning no matter what type of business you are in, whether it's just, you know, a legal firm. Let's say you are a accident lawyer, right? You can say that join, you know, this many successful people that we have helped, and help us fight, you know, the legal battle for you, kind of thing. Like it's almost like in any business, you can make your customer feel like they're part of a movement. Isn't that the reason why most businesses create a business, right? Is to build something, build a legacy, or, you know, be able to be independent and like be part of it. Like you are inviting more than you're offering anything. So you're not sounding salesy. You're actually offering them, hey, be part of the, you know, for example, like if you're into like German cars or something, they'll always say, like, you know, be part of the Mercedes-Benz family, right? Or like be part of the BMW family. Sue has raised hand. Or, you know, is it because not hear us, or her microphone is not working?
I'm checking now. 1 second here. Look, Sue has no audio. Yeah, she's not connected to audio at all right now, so she can't hear anything that you're saying.
I see. Okay. So yes, Sue, we can hopefully help you with that. You know, you can watch the recording of the webinar, and you can learn from it. And last but not least, what we want to do is we want to hear from you. We want to know, what would you like to see in the next webinar, right? You want to see best conversion practices? Do you want to get your landing page reviewed? And if you feel that you don't want to display your client or customer's logo or your own business logo, feel free to just share the link with me ahead of time, and I can blur out anything that's on the page so I can give you a better advice. So if you need, you know, with that, and then anytime if you guys need a specific feature or live help on a specific part of the landing page, or build a campaign and automating your process with the landing page, we're more than happy to help you right live on every Wednesday. So that's what I had to offer for today. If you guys are interested, I can share this slide deck with you guys, although the whole webinar does get shared every week, on the webinar link page. So you guys are more than welcome to check out the webinar there. If anything, any resources that I may have shared, not today, but any of the previous webinars, I'd be more than happy to share any of those insights again in a different document that you can use for your personal business, where you're selling it to your customer as an agency, or you just want to use it for future references. I'd be more than happy to share any of that with you guys. Again, my purpose is to help you guys become better at converting your customers and getting the most out of it, so that eventually the goal is to have landing pages and Infusionsoft run the business for you, so you're not focusing on automation and how to, you can focus on the first thing that I mentioned in the pro tip area, is to micro optimizing items on your page. You want to start optimizing little things so you can focus more on your business rather than the product or the tool, because the tool doesn't really make the business, it's how product in your service, right? And so hopefully some of these tips will help you make a better landing page. I would love to see any of these tips that you guys may have used on your landing page, and if it got you better results, and if you're still struggling with results on getting more opt-ins or what have you, feel free to reach out, and we can look into it, see where you are, what you are doing, and how we can help improve it, right? And that's what these sessions are for, also for every Wednesdays. Either we can do live demos, we can, in fact, I would love to show a landing page next week, or we just make one live that covers all these 9 points, and at the end we can see how that landing page turns out, and you guys can after that decide what, and obviously the copy and everything would and I think you mentioned that you would love to see one live. I'd definitely help you. I guess when you do it live, you guys will probably learn all these simple, cool tricks that I always use. Because I come from a design background, I have these things already in my head that this is how it will look great, or this is what I need to do, or this is how I need to create spacing around something, right? And so it might give you guys a really good insight of the landing page builder also. So you guys can create some very unique, complex layout, but without spending too much time creating that. And obviously, as I mentioned in my previous webinars, we are constantly looking for any sort of feedback, positive or negative, because it only helps us improve the product. We would love to hear from you what you guys want. We always get requests in our chat support that they want this, or they want it to work like this, they want to have merge fields, they want to have e-commerce. So we are constantly working on adding new features or fixing any bugs that we run across, and on a timely fashion we try to release these features every so often, depending on how complex the situation is, to help fix the bug or something, or create that new feature. But we're constantly working on it. On a daily basis we release one little minor update here that we can know that we can guarantee fix and have it done, kind of thing. So there you come to the landing page builder. I'm pretty sure you guys will be a lot more excited as the product is coming to a full fruition. And thank you for using the page builder and using it for doing to serve you guys better. I think right now we have over 150,000 or more pages published, which is insane. Like if you guys think about it, October of last year is when the first landing page builder was launched. So since then, 180,000 pages being created, or did I say? I don't have the exact number top of my head, but it's 150,000 plus for sure. Having that many pages live and doing some sort of business, I'd love to see what these pages look like, and I'd love to see if we can help those pages get better conversion. There's a message from Sue. It says, why is there no way to send any page to contacts as a standalone page? There'd be through email. You can send it to your customers. We can talk about this, Sue. If you don't mind using the chat inside the page builder, I'd be happy to have a look at exactly what you mean by no way to send landing page to your contacts as a standalone page. Yeah, I'd like to understand it a little bit better, but I'd be more than happy to help you with that also. Passing the information over or something to contacts so they don't have to fill out a form or something, but regardless, feel free to message inside the chat, and I'd be more than happy to have a look at the exact scenario. Any questions, comments that you guys have? And thank you, Tim. Yeah, my pleasure. Yeah, and feel free. Looking forward to we'd love to do a live next time, so let's plan on doing that. We'll in fact include all these in a fictional kind of a company, unless you guys have your own company that you want to create a landing page for, and one of you guys can offer to be the volunteer, and we can literally create a page for your business. We just need to have a little bit of information about your business, and then be happy to create a live version of your page that you can start using to market. With that, Rorik, if you have any final words to say, more than welcome. I think we have about 5 to 8 minutes.
We do, but honestly, all I will add to that is that, like I mentioned in the beginning, I always walk away with a little bit of extra knowledge and insights, or just a little bit of a different perspective for things from my side here. So, as always, thank you so much, Drew, for that. Thank you, everybody, for attending. Love some of the questions and just some of the comments that we got from everybody here in the group as well. So, we'll go ahead and plan on just kind of wrapping up today. Let me see. We have one thing here. Tim, with the aspect to the landing page built in a campaign in the Sandbox app. Let's see here. Great question there, Tim. So as far as what Tim's asking here is when we basically take a campaign that we've built in the campaign builder and push it to a customer, is the landing page included? And the answer is yes. So essentially, whenever you have a landing page, tags, custom fields, anything of that type that's actually required for the functionality of the campaign, that is actually pushed to your customer when the actual campaign in its entirety is pushed. So great question. So all right. Well, as always, Drew, thank you so much. Always walk away a little bit better than we come into the door when we have this time with you. So same bat time, same bat channel next week, as I say each time. I'm excited to see that live build of the actual landing page. And then, as Drew mentioned, there is, of course, a archive. We had a little bit of a technical hurdle with our web conference software with downloading some of the recordings, but that has been resolved, and so I am downloading and processing those as quickly as I can right now. So keep an eye on the page that you saw for to actually get out here the landing page, and all the recordings are there, and we'll have today and past recordings up there as well within about 24 hours. Just keep on coming back. We'll go ahead and do the live session again next week, and then just keep on basically pivoting and adjusting each and every week to see what we do on a week-by-week basis to best fit everyone's needs. So, closing words from your side, Drew.
Just thank you, and humbled that most of you attend the webinars and take something away from it. So anything that I can do to improve, whether my presentation style or information that's lacking, I'd be more than happy to take any sort of feedback and present something that's more relevant to you in your business in the current situation that you're in. I'd be more than happy to help.
Awesome, wonderful. Well, the fact that we get, 5, 6 attendees in the beginning and we see 5, 6 attendees at the end of the hour means that you're definitely doing and saying something right for all the time in between. So, again, great job. And thank you everybody for attending and being with us here today. I'll go ahead and shut down the session now, and then of course go ahead and just any questions you have in the meantime, any comments, please go ahead and join on the Facebook pages where we post links here for any kind of feedback, for any ideas for the future. We'll go ahead and take those into account and get our session for you going with your ideas and coming to you in their future. All right. Well, until next week, everybody, have a wonderful, wonderful remainder of your day and week, and we will talk to you again soon. Until then, go ahead and sign off. Have a wonderful day.